Hey there, Ride the Car Guy here, and today we are reviewing the Kenwood Excelon DMX907s. This is a double-din digital multimedia player with a 6.95-inch capacitive touchscreen display. Right off the bat, you can see Kenwood tried to maximize their screen real estate with a minimal row of buttons at the bottom and the rest, again, all screen. I have this unit installed in a 2005 Nissan Xterra, and it fits just fine with the additional mounting hardware that you can purchase, or if you already have an aftermarket unit in your car, the same bezel will likely work. In my particular install, the bezel that actually came with the radio did not work in this car. It was too large, so just be aware of that when you're looking to install it into your vehicle. Kenwood is all about interfacing. You of course have your AM and FM audio, as well as HD radio built in, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and the ability to play high fidelity audio off of a USB drive. Let's flip it on here, take a look at the interface. You have your splash screen, of course, come up. We, of course, have our warning about operating the product. We can click agree, and we are brought into the interface. This radio has a modular interface with different tiles on the screen and multiple screens that you can scroll in between. Each one of these screens can be modified, and you can change what tiles appear in what portion of the screen. At the bottom, you're going to see a main menu, but if you wanted any additional menu items, you could, of course, click the tiles here to look at all of the different options within the radio, or hit the menu item and you have a horizontal menu that drops down from the top and comes up from the bottom. The interface is very responsive. It's a capacitive touch, so you don't have to press very hard to get things to respond. I do find, however, that some of the screens can become quite busy with all the options that you have in the radio. There's a plethora of options in here. You can set things up like, of course, the devices that are connected to it. You can change the way the display looks, as well as changing the wallpaper on the back, screen transitions effects, and even adjusting the viewing angle. So depending on how tilted your screen is inside of your dash, you can adjust how it looks. And the buttons in the bottom have adjustable colors so you can match it to your car's interior. This particular radio handles up to 4 cameras, so the most I've ever seen in a unit that I've personally bought. You could of course have your backup camera and then 3 other cameras like a dash cam, 1 in the front, or maybe 2 on the sides. Kenwood tends to focus on audio, so you're going to find a lot of audio options in this radio. Of course, speaker and crossover control, and a per source graphic equalizer with 16 bands and of course separate subwoofer level adjustments. The built-in amplifier is 22 watts RMS, 50 peak, with 6-channel preamp outputs. If you don't want to adjust each one of these individually, you can of course choose from a preset or save your own once you've got it tuned in. You of course also have your classic fade and balance, but you can also set the position of the listener in the vehicle to adjust the sound as well. One thing I enjoy about this radio as far as the sound settings is the volume offset. So at a per source level, you can offset the volume. So you'll notice sometimes you go to Sirius XM and it's really quiet, you have to turn it up. But then when you go back to FM, it's really loud. This actually allows you to adjust for each source. So I really like that option. Kenwood's dedication to audio quality is of course evident in this unit as well. Although the Xterra isn't exactly known for its speaker layout and how great the audio is, but it is evident compared to other units I've had installed in here that this sound is superior. Again, it has CarPlay and of course Android Auto, and the interface is nice and clean and relatively quick considering it's actually wireless, which we'll talk about in a minute. And Kenwood claims screen mirroring for Android devices as well. If you're looking to maintain some of your car's stock options, this does integrate with iDataLink Maestro, which will help you maintain things like your climate control or maybe some of your heated seats and things like that your car may be currently controlling through your stock radio. Let's talk about a few quick pros and cons before we wrap up the video. Let's start with the pros. First of all, the interface. The interface is snappy and it's capacitive touch. One of my biggest pet peeves about aftermarket radios is sometimes you'll find that not only if they are resistive touch, which is super annoying, but the interface can be kind of slow and take time to respond to your touch. Also, as I said earlier, this Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is wireless now. This was the natural evolution of CarPlay. We all knew it was coming, but this is an aftermarket radio you can buy today that will create a fully wireless environment for both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Another pro for this unit for me is definitely all of the inputs. It has 2 USB inputs in the back. I have one going to my dashboard and one going into my center console for charging my phone. And of course, the multiple camera inputs we talked about, and a video output if you want to go out to another set of monitors. Now for a few cons. I have to say that the price is probably a con. I paid about $500 for this unit. That's about mid-range or kind of mid-high based on the offerings today. So I definitely wouldn't call that a positive for the radio. Another con for this radio would have to be the visibility in the sunlight. So in this particular vehicle, the Xterra, the screen is tilted back and I get a lot of direct sunlight right on the screen. And when that happens, it is nearly unreadable at an angle. It's kind of strange, but if you look at it straight on, it's not bad. But at an angle, which of course you're going to be looking at an angle as a driver, it's very difficult to see the screen. And lastly, not really a con in 2021, but if you have CDs, this one isn't for you, right? If you're still holding on to that collection, this particular radio is only a digital multimedia player. It does not, in fact, play CDs. So that's about it for the DMX907s. If you like this video, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next one.